Isha Dabke. I'm 19 years old from America, from Georgia. And I'll tell you the basic facts first and then I can move on to like the more interesting things about me. I study biochemistry and Spanish at the University of Georgia. And in the future I want to be a doctor and I want to be able to speak different languages. Currently I can speak four. I can speak Marathi and Hindi, which are two languages from India, and English of course, and Spanish. And so yeah, so I think learning different languages is really cool. Okay, so interesting things. I'm a non-smoker, non-drinker, and I'm a vegetarian. Kind of boring, I know, but I know how to have fun. My favorite color is yellow. It's always been yellow since I was little. My hobbies include, I like reading lots of mysteries. I watch a lot of TV. I dance, classical Indian dance. It's called Kathak. And I like traveling, which is why I'm here. So that's me. So as with any travel abroad experience, I think everyone has a story about it, and so I also have a story. So last year I was a freshman at the University of Georgia, and I was deciding what to do, which clubs to join, which organizations to be a part of, etc., etc. So one day I saw like a big banner for AIESEC, and I thought it was really cool because it was like experience around the world and things like that. And so I was like, okay, totally, I want to go somewhere new, like, because I've only been to India and America. I've never been to any other country, so I thought this would be a really cool experience. So I joined at the table and I asked them questions, and soon I went to one meeting. I really liked it, so then I got an EP manager, and everything was great and fine. And then came the hard part, deciding where to go exactly. And of course India was out because I'm from India, America was out of course, so I wanted to go somewhere completely new language, something I had not known at all, and I thought Eastern Europe was the best place to go because it's such a hub of culture and history. It's so rich in important figures and politics, and so many different languages are all together, the cultures are blending, and I thought it would be a really cool place to go. So in Eastern Europe, I thought Romania because it is a very big country. Of course, in America, I guess my vision of Romania was more like vampires, because I know Dracula and everything, but I was so wrong, so that was definitely one expectation. And so then, I was like, okay, Romania it is. Then came booking the tickets and figuring out what to bring, figuring out what project I was doing, because I knew I would be doing something with Grow, but I didn't know exactly what Grow was, so I googled it online. Even AIESEC's Romania, I didn't know what that was. Then I decided to come to Suceava in Romania. Once I found the country, then you have to find the town. And I thought Suceava would be nice because, I didn't really want to go to Bucharest because I thought, it's the capital, so the culture there would be a little bit different. And I think in Suceava I got to see like the real Romania, like the countryside kind of, different types of people, smaller scale and everything like that. So I'm really happy with my choice. In terms of expectations, I definitely expected to make a bunch of international friends, which I did. I have really good friends from Greece, from India, from Turkey, from Serbia, Slovakia, every country. I've made so many great friends. My partner is from the Czech Republic, and he's so proud about the Czech Republic. I got to learn so much of his culture as well. And I think I got to share a lot of my culture too, because I think my story is a little bit unique in that I'm half Indian and American and everything like that. So that was one expectation, broadening my experience about the world and about different cultures and heritages. So I think that was definitely a check mark. Another expectation was to learn a little bit of Romanian, because even though this language is, it's kind of similar to Spanish, and I can speak Spanish pretty well, so it was kind of nice for me because I could at least read the signs and figure out what they were saying, instead of it being completely Greek to me. So that was nice, but I think I have learned a little bit of Romanian, mulțumesc and everything. Most of it consists mostly of food, because at the restaurants and stuff is like where the most important Romanian is. But, so I think that's also a check mark. Another one was just to get some independence and some freedom, and I really had that. This is the first time I'm away from my family for 6 weeks for this long without seeing them. I've never been in a foreign country without my parents before, so I really got so many experiences. Living with roommates from different countries, our languages are different, some language barriers did exist, but we overcame them and we're like best friends now, and it's great. So I've learned how to be more independent and definitely more adaptable. I can adapt to so many different situations now, from, like talking in Romanian to complete strangers about completely random things, to just walking around exploring the city. It requires a lot of independence, and I think that has been really an experience, a very eye-opening experience for me. So So another check mark for that. So I think those are my most important expectations. Oh, wow, that's kind of a tough question. I'll start with a little bit of a history of myself, and then I'll let you know what I think. So I was born in India in 1995, and then when I was 4 years old, we moved to California, which is on the western coast of the United States. And I lived there for 4 years, and then I moved from there to Georgia when I was like 7 or 8, and I've lived in Georgia ever since. So we live in Columbus, Georgia, which is kind of a small town in the southern kind of part of Georgia. And for the past year, I've been living in Athens, Georgia, which is in the northeastern part, which is where my college is. So yeah, so I've lived in America most of my life, apart from maybe the 3 summers that I've gone to India for about 4 weeks, 5 weeks each. So I've been to India about 3 times in my entire life, apart from the 4 years I lived there when I was an infant. And that's my basic knowledge of India. When we go to India, I basically stay with my grandparents in their houses, and I visit my cousins, we go shopping. India for me is summer, it's vacation, you know, we go, there's no work, there's no school, we just go have fun, eat a bunch of yummy, yummy food, and hang out with the cousins and relatives, play cards, go shopping, everything like that. And then Romania happened this summer, 6 weeks. I packed up my bags, I went from Atlanta to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to Bucharest, and from Bucharest we went to Predeal for the conference for 1 week. Then we came to Suceava. Actually we stopped in the middle of Ploiești, then we came to Suceava. Then a few weeks ago we traveled Romania, so we went from Suceava to Cluj, Cluj to Brașov, Brașov to Bucharest, Bucharest to Suceava, and last weekend we went to Iași. So we've seen a total of about 10 towns in 10 cities in Romania, so it's awesome. So I've actually traveled a lot here. In India I haven't traveled this much. Even in America, I don't think I've traveled this much. So I think that when you go to a new country, you want to travel because you're only here for 6 weeks, and there's a very slim chance that I'll come back, you know, just because of life and where it takes you. So I wanted to get as much traveling as much as I could. And so I think for me, Romania has been the most interesting, just because it's a culture that's so different from what I've known my entire life. I live in America, but I've been raised in a very Indian household. We speak, you know, Marathi in my house, and we eat Indian food. We follow the customs and traditions of Indians, basically. And when I go to school, when I hang out with my friends, it's American culture. So I've always been in this kind of mixture, and Romanian culture was so different from that. So when I came here, it was just very interesting to see how everything was. And yeah, I experienced a little bit of culture shock here and there, but that much was expected in any foreign country. But getting past the culture shock and really understanding the language, understanding even the little idiomatic phrases in the language, I can't remember any off the top of my head right now, but I know that the language is beautiful and it has so many, you know, little nuances that I've tried to understand. The food is amazing, I really like it. Even though I'm vegetarian and you Europeans eat so much meat, I've actually come to really like mama liga and borscht and a bunch of Romanian food, so I really like that. The songs, I have already downloaded on my phone like 3-4 Romanian songs just today, and just imagine how it's been for the past few days. Every day my student tells me a new song and then I just like try to download it on my phone, so I really love it. The song, the music, the people, the cultures are amazing. One time we even learned the traditional Romanian dance, the one where you like, I don't know what it's called, you hold your hand and you dance in like in a circle, so we learned that dance. It's been really cool to see the culture, and I think it's very interesting. I think the best way to really experience and learn about a culture is not through books or movies, but when you're actually immersed in that culture for 6 weeks. I think I learned so much, and so I think that would be my answer.